Sid woke up for a new day. He cooked some waffles with butter to add some flavor to, before sitting down in the living room to listen to punk music. Just like good old times, Sydney, he sighed, thinking back to his happier life. As he turned on the television, the news was playing instead of the music channel. Oh, for God's sake, he groaned. Suddenly, this news report shook him. We heard that a Pizza Planet truck crashed into its own repaired restaurant. No driver had been inspected, but the unconfirmed hijacker drove backwards out through the automatic doors before the witnesses and victims could see a glimpse of them. Sid's eyes widened in shock, seeing this news report. Holy crap! Hannah, you've got to see this! Hannah quickly ran down the stairs as fast as she could, having been alerted by her brother's command. Sid, what's wrong? She asked in concern. Sid pointed to the television, seeing a replay of a Pizza Planet truck crash into the repaired Pizza Planet restaurant. My God, who could have done this? It would have been that wimpy-ass cowboy doll. I just know it, Sid snarled. I saw a small glimpse of the hijacker. He was about 12 inches, he had a missing arm, and he had a lot of green and purple and white aspects to him, a witness on the television said. Wait, she doesn't mean... Sid gasped as his eyes widened again. He wanted to blurt out this toy's name, but he couldn't. He was stunned once he realized who hijacked the Pizza Planet truck. Sid, what's wrong? Hannah asked in worry. Sid did not respond. He just walked back up the stairs to call his co-workers he would take the day off work. I can't watch any more of this, Hannah sniffled. She picked up the remote and changed channels, from the rock channel to the cooking channel to calm herself down. Somebody has to do something about this, she thought in her head, without using her own voice to speak. 6:30 p.m. Hannah cooked some dinner for her and Sid to eat. As she was eating her dinner in the living room, whereas Sid was eating in the kitchen, she decided to turn on the television again to watch shows she used to watch when she and Sid were children. As she was searching through the channels, she found a news report that there was a wildfire near the Tri-County Park. A mysterious figure, 12 inches tall, has set fire to the woods of the Tri-County area. This mysterious suspect is armed and dangerous, as described by witnesses, a male reporter said. Hannah gasped in shock. She wished this was a horrible dream, but it wasn't. Even if this whole situation wasn't a dream, it was a very, very nasty nightmare. Later that night, Sid and Hannah had packed their hunting gear, bags, torches, or flashlights for my American readers, and snacks for when they got hungry. Well, it's time, sis, Sid sighed, hesitant to hunt again. Don't worry, we have each other, don't we? Hannah replied, trying to reassure her older brother. Sid avoided eye contact with Hannah before he walked out their house's door. Hannah followed from behind. The two made it to the park and witnessed the smoke between two trees. At least that cactus didn't damage the park, Sid whispered, trying to smile. Hannah nodded before the two went in the woods. As the Phillips siblings looked around, they noticed a tree that had its leaves all burnt off. My God, who could have done such a thing to this poor tree? Sid whispered. Hannah did not say a word. Instead, she just whimpered. Sid examined through the ground with his torch carefully until he found a green miniature bazooka poking out. He dug through the ground, and he had found a green army soldier, like the mystery he had 9 years ago. Potato Man better not have come back, Sid groaned. Hannah spotted another green army man tied to a tree. She carefully pushed him up, not bothering to untie him, until she and Sid put the soldiers inside the backpack. The Phillips siblings continued their search and shone their torches all over the woods, looking for more army men. Which of the toys we dealt with do you think caused this madness? Sid asked. I don't know. The cowboy doll? The not-so-harmless dinosaur? The mad lady with red hair? Hannah listed. Suddenly, they spotted a deer running out through some trees, before some flames sped out between the same trees it ran out through. The deer noticed the siblings watching it run for its life, before nodding its head to the direction it was running to, as if it was trying to tell them to run. The flames got closer, but a shadow was cast through one illuminated side of the woods. "Quick, let's hide behind this log," Sid whispered to Hannah. The siblings then ran to a nearby log, almost the size of a tree stump. Sid grabbed onto Hannah to protect her, who grabbed hold of his hand for comfort. I thought I heard some humans talking. One by one, all humans will go down. Just they wait. The mysterious convict muttered to himself. Sid felt the need to take a quick look at the instigator, but as he perked his head out for a short time, the instigator was gone. "Is he gone?" Hannah whimpered. "Yeah, I believe so." "Come on, let's find more mini-soldiers," Sid reassuringly said. The siblings walked down slowly further to the woods to observe more of the crime scene. As they reached the other side of the woods, they found two more soldiers, one hanging by a tree branch and the other in a bird's nest. "You grab the one from the nest and I'll climb the tree to get the hung-up army dude," ordered Sid. Sid carefully climbed the tree, stepping on each branch before he climbed up on and forcefully yanked the rope off, successfully taking the soldier. In Hannah's side of the scenario, she climbed up the branches like Sid. She wanted to make sure any birds weren't in the nest or were asleep, but as she reached the nest, there was a dead grey African parrot inside. It had a brutally damaged face, its beak had a small crack, and the feathers of its wings were all plucked out. Seeing the sight of the poor bird, Hannah threw her hands over her mouth and shed tears. She did not hesitate to grab the soldier before pulling it out quickly and jumping off the tree. "What's wrong?" Sid asked, noticing Hannah crying. "I want to go home. I can't take this anymore," she sniffled, her eyes streaming a waterfall of tears. At that moment, another flame engulfed two trees, making them fall to the ground. This caught the siblings' attentions. A mysterious figure walked through the fire, somehow unaffected, and that toy was Buzz Lightyear. Buzz was somehow reconstructed after his last fight 9 years ago. His helmet was completely shattered, he was missing his left arm, his stickers were peeled off, he lost his right foot, a chunk of his rubber waist was missing, and he had a char to his paint job. "Buzz Lightyear? No way!" Sid exclaimed in shock. "But we blew you up along with that cowboy ragdoll!" Hannah exclaimed too. "Ah, yes, it's a long story. But I won't explain. I'd rather it be a secret. I may have lost my parts, but I can still eliminate my enemies. And I even got the ability to shoot actual fire out of my laser." Buzz chuckled, showing off his remaining arm. "We won't let you harm any innocent people again. We won't!" Sid snarled. "Come on, Sid. We have to find one more army soldier before we go home," Hannah demanded, holding Sid by his arm. The Phillipses made a run for it and ran past Buzz. As they ran past him, Buzz shot flames out of his right arm to engulf them, but he missed. He glared. "You can run, but you can't hide from me, Zurg scums!" He ran after Sid and Hannah. As Sid and Hannah ran through the woods, they noticed more trees that were burnt down and were presumably cut down. "What the hell is going on? Are we in hell already?" Sid panted, about to go through a panic attack. "What will we do?" Hannah cried. Sid then noticed another army soldier hanging on a tree. "Look!" Sid shouted, pointing. Buzz then chuckled from behind, making the siblings turn around. "Just like Woody's plan, Phillips. Just like Woody's plan," he said with a menacing smile. "Hannah, you grab that soldier. I'll take on Lightyear," he demanded and growled. Hannah nodded and ran to the tree. She carefully climbed up it, trying to not fall off. In Sid's matter, he threw a log at Buzz. Buzz took damage, but he did not give up on the fight. He pointed his remaining arms towards the garbage man and threatened to incinerate him. Sid noticed a nearby metal plate, so he used it as shield. As Buzz shot the flames out of his laser, Sid quickly pulled the shield in front of him, deflecting the flames. Buzz groaned in frustration. "You humans are more intelligent than I thought you were. Time to do this the hard way." Buzz then pointed his arm in the sky and shot more flames into the sky, making them fall towards the two. Sid looked up and ran for cover behind a fallen tree log. Hannah was still trying to yank the soldier off the tree. She almost fell off, struggling to grab him. Sid peeked up from the log, noticing Buzz was nowhere in sight. Buzz lunged out from an unharmed tree to attack Sid. Before Buzz could attack him, Sid used a shield and whacked him across the woods, making him roll down a hill. "Sid, I need help!" Hannah yelled. Sid noticed Hannah on the tree, so he ran to not just help her, but save her too. As he almost reached her, he was delivered a flying kick from Buzz. As Sid slid near a bush, he noticed an abandoned pair of pliers. He grabbed them quickly and threw them to Hannah. "Han, heads up!" Hannah grabbed the pliers so she could cut the rope holding the soldier. She successfully cut the rope and grabbed the soldier. "Yes!" she whispered with joy under her breath. But at that moment, the branch snapped off, sending her falling towards the ground, before she hit the ground and sprained her ankle. "Hannah!" Sid screamed. Hannah grunted in pain, but she still had the soldier in her hand. Buzz walked up to the injured female. "Guess today is not your lucky day, young lady." He chuckled. "Please, leave me alone. Please don't kill me," sobbed Hannah as she shed more tears from her face. Buzz's smirk formed into a frown. Ignoring Hannah's plead, he pointed his arm to supposedly incinerate her. Until Buzz was grabbed by the waist by Sid. He threw him against another unharmed tree, stunning him. "Leave my sister alone, you bastard!" Sid yelled with rage. Buzz, fueled with more anger, suddenly charged up to Sid to tackle him, but Sid suddenly turned around and kicked him so hard that Buzz went down the same steep hill. That way he wouldn't attack him nor his sister again. Sid panted with stress before he calmed down and went to help his younger sister. "Hannah, are you okay?" he asked reassuringly. "No, I'm not okay. I broke my ankle," Hannah sobbed and sniffled. "I'm sorry I was too late. I'll never let anything happen to you," Sid chirped before he hugged Hannah gently, and the two grasped onto each other. "It's nice seeing you two again," a voice said. Sid and Hannah were confused before they looked to their side. There was a spirit of a youthful male with medium-length hair, a white shirt, and a scar over his face. "Who are you?" Hannah asked with worry. "Hey, it's okay. I'm not gonna hurt you. Pay attention to the scar over my eye," the spirit said as he pointed to the scar on his face. "Remember this?" Sid's eyes widened as he realized who he was looking at. "Andy?" he asked with slight glee. "It's nice to see you again, Sid," proclaimed Andy. "What happened here?" "The toy apocalypse has come back. First, I found Woody at the landfill, and recently, I found Buzz," Sid explained. "The toy apocalypse is back? Oh my god," gasped Andy. "How did you come back as a ghost?" Hannah asked. Andy had no hesitation. He explained the whole story. "Don't worry, I'm not a ghost. Because ghosts aren't real, they're just goofy little kids' imaginations. I'm actually a spirit. Ever since I died, my soul was taken out of my body the next morning. I even met the souls of my family back up in heaven. My mom and my sister Molly were here. And I even finally got to see my dad again. We proudly watched you two win the toy apocalypse 9 years ago, but I was sad that I did not fight with you two. Sid and Hannah understood very well. Well, it's nice to see you again, Sid. Andy, Sid said with a smile. You too, Andy smiled back. Well, it was nice talking with ya, but we've got to get home fast. My sister broke her ankle, Sid sighed. Sid helped Hannah back up, who hopped with a only functioning leg. Andy watched the Phillips siblings walk out of the woods. He at first frowned sadly, concerned for Hannah. The girl he met was a kind and innocent child, but he smiled once he knew that she grew into a beautiful young woman. Take care, Phillipses, Andy whispered before he levitated out of the woods and back into heaven.